Title: Echoes in the Void. The cold sting of humiliation burned my cheeks as I stepped away from the podium, my proposal for space archaeology crumbling under the weight of their laughter. Dr. Harrison's sneer still echoed in my ears. Pseudoscience, Dr. Voss. Stick to astrophysics where you belong. My family's faces, my father's pitying glare, my mother's whispered embarrassment to her sister, etched themselves into my memory like scars. That night I packed a single suitcase and left behind the manor, the mockery, and the dream I'd been told was dead on arrival. Years of solitude followed. I toiled in the shadows of forgotten observatories, my hands raw from dismantling old satellite debris. My new field, space archaeology, was a joke to everyone but me. Chasing myths among space junk, they'd say. What's next? Atlantis in orbit. My savings dwindled, my apartment grew colder, and my research notes were pored over with disdain. But I pressed on, fueled by a fire that refused to die. Then, one frostbitten dawn, the void answered. A shattered satellite, long thought inert, contained a relic no one could explain. A crystalline artifact pulsing with an ancient, alien energy. My breakthrough. Weeks later, in a dimly lit lab, I decoded its patterns. A blueprint for terraforming, centuries old, left by a civilization that had vanished into the stars. The data could revitalize dead Earth. Our Earth. The world erupted. My discovery reshaped climate science, turning deserts into forests, polluted oceans into sanctuaries. Governments scrambled to fund my work. Headlines called me a savior. But the triumph felt hollow until I stood before the manor gates, my name now synonymous with salvation. My family arrived first, my father, skeptical, arms crossed, my mother, her eyes red-rimmed from tears I'd never seen. They expected a beggar, a failure, not the woman who'd rewritten the laws of life itself. Dr. Voss, my father began, his voice brittle. This is not what I thought, I smiled softly. Come inside, see for yourself. The manor's library had been transformed. Walls displayed holographic maps of thriving ecosystems, born from my orbital discoveries. My childhood bedroom now housed a lab where engineers refined alien tech into sustainable cities. In the garden, a once barren plot bloomed with bioluminescent flora, its roots tracing back to the artifact's DNA. My mother gasped, her hand flying to her mouth. The gardens, the oxygen levels, how? By listening to what others dismissed as ridiculous, I said gently. Your skepticism nearly killed me, Mama, but it also taught me to dig deeper. My father's face twisted. We only wanted you to be safe, respectable. And now, a long silence stretched between us, thick with unspoken apologies. My father knelt, his voice barely a whisper. We were wrong. The words hung in the air, fragile as starlight. My mother wept openly, her tears watering the very soil I'd resurrected. In that moment, I saw not just my victory, but the truth they'd refused to grasp, that some dreams are worth the weight of a universe. Today, I stand at the edge of a crater I've turned into a freshwater lake, its surface reflecting the stars. My work in space archaeology didn't just save Earth. It reminded me that the future belongs to those brave enough to chase the impossible. And sometimes, the echoes of scorn become the foundation of a new world. I never needed their approval, but I'm glad they finally understood.